Coming up, a Sad Styles production. Get into it!
Hey, Mikey, okay, I think we should talk about this. Okay. I feel like the last few weeks, you've been, having a tough time. You're bringing up a lot of like weird dad-son things. You seem...
I don't think they're that weird. I think it's every father-son has a bit of a strained relationship where the son pines for his father's approval.
Okay, you had me on the first part, though. I think fathers and sons are a very tough relationship, so I understand that. I shouldn't say weird.
Yeah. I love some fathers. Your dad's great. He talks to me all the time about how I'm the son he wishes he never had.
Yeah, this is about you. Let's make this about you, okay? Thanks.
Something my dad has never done.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It feels like just you've had a tough go of it recently.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to get into this while the microphones are on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I shouldn't.
You know what we should do is channel this energy and put it into a podcast for everyone to listen to.
I guess, yeah. Well, hey, we love doing the podcast. I know you came up with the topic this week.
Yeah, I did. So a little unrelated, a little light of a topic because I've been in a bit of a funk. This week on the Retrograde Podcast, we're drafting our new video game family.
Oh, Mikey.
What?
I feel like you're taking it out on our listeners. Welcome to the Retrograde
Podcast, where this week we draft a video game family.
Oh my God, finally we have a family. My name is Andrew Bascom, with me as always is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself.
Mikey the Family Guy Aaronworth.
Oh my God, finally. Your favorite show. You get to cross over.
Has there ever been a show that has fallen from grace so steadily? Like now if you say you like Family Guy, that's like a red flag.
Yeah.
And no shame on you if you actually... Yes,
that's kind of what you're saying.
That is kind of what I'm saying, and it is what I mean. Also, I don't know why I'm coming back on that.
Like I know they're still making Family Guy, right?
Which is wild to me that that is still a show.
I know, but it's like I hate to say it, but like if you're like, yeah, watch The Simpsons every week, you're like, you watch it every week.
Do you know anyone who still watches The Simpsons?
I don't.
Do you know anyone who still watches Family Guy?
No.
Do you know anyone who still listens to the Retrograde Video Game Podcast?
Oh, a few people, yeah.
A few people. And look, thanks for listening. If you're new to this podcast, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. You'll notice that we had a slightly different introduction as we normally do, and we're workshopping some new ideas.
Yeah.
And we're putting this out to you, the listener. If you have some ideas for intros you want to hear, submit them. If they're good enough, we may read them on the podcast. If they're not, we will publicly shame you on all of our social media at Retrograde Pod, at Retrograde Andy, at Retrograde Mikey. Come find us wherever we exist.
100%. Yeah, I wonder. That'd be great. Retrograde Podcast, blank, you come up with that because you know us better than we do, I think. I don't know. Do you think
there's a single listener out there who can tell you something about yourself that you didn't know?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Probably my speech pattern. Something I say or something I do and I'm like, I do it unconsciously. And then they're like, you do that all the time. I'm like, no, I didn't know that. And also I'd say, no, you're a liar.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
I would say, what's your IP address? I'm going to ban you from downloading the podcast from now on.
Time to dox you. Yeah. Swat you. I don't know.
This week we've got kind of a little special plan, Andrew. We talked about it in the introduction a little bit, but what we want to do is draft.
Yeah.
The ideal video game family, because we had a conversation and we figured our families weren't good enough.
No, hate them.
So what we want to do is get the fuck out of here, Mom and Dad. Oh, sure. You bought me a bunch of Christmas gifts even up until my 33rd Christmas. I don't give a fuck, Mom and Dad. I don't care.
Wouldn't it be great though that if they gave you like infantile gifts, like a bike with training wheels and a train set? That'd be pretty awesome.
Honestly, a train set, I would love that. I would, you know how you have like people in movies are made fun of as like the lonely man with a train set?
Yes.
I want to have that. I want that very bad.
Yeah, Reverend Lovejoy.
Reverend Lovejoy, exactly. Yeah.
You know what? And then you go to these like really nice stores, and I think it happened in Puppy's Playtime as well, where there's a train set above.
Puppy's Playtime?
With the puppies. And that puppy tried to kill us?
Yes.
The big blue one?
The big blue one.
Clifford's brother?
The Clifford's brother. Is that the Blues Brothers sequel?
100%. Yeah, it's in a suit. It's on a mission from God. No, there's in Poppy's Playtime. Thank you. There's a train set above.
Still not correct.
What is it?
Poppy Playtime.
Oh, it's not pluralized?
Nope. And it wouldn't have been pluralized. It would have been possessive. Welcome to the Video Game Podcast where we focus on grammar.
Oh my God.
Speaking of model train sets, we grind this to a halt.
No, but I'm saying just a train set above there, I believe in the retail side of it.
In like the first puzzle you have to do.
Yeah. And if you go to those like bookstores or something like that, they're really charming. They have a little train set. And you're like, fuck, that's really cool. I want that in my apartment.
They were better than video games at one point in time.
Trains?
Train sets.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. So we are going to be, as we mentioned, drafting the ideal family. We're going to have different roles, like the parent, like the sibling, like the partner, and we're going to have to put different video game characters into that, and that's going to come up later in the episode. But before we get there, Andrew, we got quite ahead on our recordings over the holiday break, so we haven't had a great experience to kind of talk and catch one another up on what our gaming habits have been. Have you? I know you got your Nintendo Switch.
I do.
And I know you've been playing some Mario Kart.
I have.
You talked about possibly opening up the door to the realm of possibility of a Zelda game.
Right.
Have you thought about that anymore?
Oh, yeah.
What's your plan there?
Do I have a plan?
Or a game?
No, I've neither. It sounds like a great idea, though. And then when I come into this room to record, I'm like, that sounds pretty good.
So what are you getting done on your Switch most? Is it still Mario Kart?
It's still Mario Kart. Yeah, it's still Mario Kart when we can and stuff like that. But unfortunately, without a narrative game, and it's something I think I'm going to play with my player one, which is great. But does definitely slow down progression. 100%. Because then you got to be relying on each other.
It's like watching a TV show with your partner as well.
God,
where you there are certain, like you always with your partner you always have to have the show you're watching and the show you watch with them.
100%.
Because there are certain things that you're going to get ahead on.
Yep.
And
have you ever cheated and raced ahead on a TV show? And
no, that's
rewatched
dishonorable.
It with somebody.
Andrew. That's dishonorable. Also, if I know I'm going to have to rewatch it, that would be agony for me.
I find to be the bigger agony knowing it's out there and I can't watch it. This is a comfortable thing for you because you're constantly not watching or playing things that have come out recently.
That's true.
So you're like, that's pretty good. I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, that kills me. I'm like, well, I could know the ending and I can't, but I got to wait till Thursday. Oh my God.
It is the kind of thing, my partner doesn't love video games. And I think about that all the time where I'm like, oh, it might be fun to sit down and play video games with them every so often. But at the same point, if like you said, you get involved in one narrative game and you cannot progress that game until you're both sitting on the couch together, that I feel like video games to me are still such a solitary experience unless I'm playing a co-op game or something that I don't know that I want to open that up to experience with someone else.
I think the next game we're going to try and play together is not Zelda. It's actually Last of Us.
Oh,
to line up with the TV show.
Oh,
because we've talked about the TV show. Player one's really excited by it. She's like, oh, this looks so good. I'm like, the game was really good and like very fundamental at doing. Like, I would get the remastered edition and make it look really good. But she's like, too spooky, too scary. But now that we've talked to more people like in public, I'm like, oh, you're gonna watch Last of Us? Oh yeah, absolutely. She's kind of like, okay,
you got to get in on it.
Okay, she's kind of like itching because people keep saying like it was so good. We talked to a future guest of the podcast last night. And he's like, I played it 3 times. Like I've beaten it 3 times. And I'm like, he's like, I love that game.
How many games in your life have you beaten more than once?
Only a few. I was gonna say Overwatch for some reason. Still working on that. Still waiting to get to the end of that game.
Just keeps getting far. You know what Overwatch is when it comes to finding the ending? It's like the infinite staircase in Mario 64, where you just keep running up it without enough stars.
No, it's if you tried running up and every once in a while someone pushed you down a couple of steps. And you're like, try and get up these steps again. You're like, I didn't get as far as last time. Like, no, that's not the point.
Yeah.
I beat BioShock quite a few times.
Okay, cool.
Because that was like a period of my life with like Lost, where like every time I started dating someone new, I'm like, hey, have you've seen the show Lost? And you start watching again, you're like, I guess we'll start.
I wonder why people kept breaking up with you.
Yeah, no, I think it was I was intimidating. I think it was too
with all of your Lost knowledge.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm like, that's Matthew Fox. He's a really
Have you seen We Are Marshall? No. Well, I know what we're going to do after the season finale of
tonight.
Lost.
We will both be Marshall. Yeah,
call me Marshall, baby. What?
Then we'll watch U.S. Marshals, and then we'll watch
all the Gary Marshall movies.
Yeah. That would be much better. BioShock is a game I've played many times. Yeah,
BioShock. I think the Ratchet and Clank games would be the few entries that I've played and beaten more than once.
Have you ever done the Story Plus thing where you beat a game and then go back?
Like New Game Plus?
Yeah,
I have played New Game Plus in a lot of games, but I've never beaten New Game Plus. As far as I know. Except, Ratchet and Clank would be an exception to that because basically New Game Plus, if there's any casual game fans out there, is when you beat the story and there's an element of progression, you start the new game you start the story over again with all of the progression saved. So if you've upgraded weapons or armor or things like that, you carry that through to the next round. Right. So technically that would be Ratchet and Clank as well.
Oh, Red Dead I've beaten more than once.
Which one?
Both.
You beat Red Dead 2 twice?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've sunk like 200 hours into that game?
I don't think so. I'm very good at it.
Oh, you're very good at it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so speaking of,
I kept trying to find that vampire, but Saint Denis.
Yeah, apparently it's tough
there's
to
so many
find.
cool little things that I'm like, that's what I think I missed. So I went back to go like, well, let's take our time. And
I almost wouldn't care about the story. What?
Take our time. Sorry, let's just take our time.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Oh boy.
Let's let Arthur enjoy his last moments on this planet.
Aw.
By the way, if you're Arthur and you have, I guess, spoiler alerts for Red Dead. I don't know.
It came out like 5 years ago.
If you have tuberculosis and a vampire,
Jesus,
what was that?
Christ, something just moved over in the other side of the room.
Speaking of vampires,
I know, seriously.
and a vampire sucks your blood as Arthur Morgan.
Then he also dies of tuberculosis. That'd be so funny that you get out of the waiting room, like out of the doctor's office, and he's in the coughing.
Arthur, I don't want to suck your blood. You high five, off onto the distance.
He looks so ill.
I also love the idea that if the vampire sucks your blood as Arthur Morgan, then in the scene where he's supposed to die of tuberculosis, he comes back to life as a vampire.
That's how it does. What was the zombie version of Red Dead 1?
Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare, and it's except you're a vampire.
Isn't it kind of wild that we didn't get Red Dead 2 Undead Nightmare 2?
100%.
Because that was one of my favorite DLCs of all time.
So
and
cool.
that's an episode of this podcast we have to do for sure. It's our favorite DLC that we've ever played.
Absolutely. Because also in the beginning, don't you have to kill one of your kids? Or like something like
Have to?
Well, choose to, have to.
You have the privilege of.
No, he's my kid. I'll do it. You grab the shotgun.
No, we can. In fact, I think there's a real logical solution where we don't have to kill your kid. I'm not hearing it.
Yeah. Hey. I've already made my mind up. I've already made peace. You've already dug the grave. And also like just creative way of doing DLC. DLC is not like another land or you can spend more time in Mexico. No, it's like
horse armor in the case of Skyrim.
Totally. Or everyone's dead and you gotta kill them. You're like, whoa, that's crazy.
It's great. Just keep it separate from the actual story. This is clearly not canon. But no, what I was going to say is because you said you're really good at Red Dead.
Yes, I am.
And I didn't know how to bring this up because I'm pretty blatant about the fact that I love games. I'm not great at games. I say that a lot on this podcast.
You beat me a lot in this podcast.
Well, then you're worse at games. But it doesn't mean I'm good at them.
Yeah. But a tough revelation for Andrew today.
But I say it all the time. So understand that this is not me bragging. But God of War, I'm about a third of the way through at this point.
You are?
Yeah, I'm making some good progress. I'm about 11 hours in.
Okay.
I'm really, really liking it.
Okay.
What threw me off before I get into the point I was about to make, what threw me off, I mentioned this, I think last week on the podcast, where the thing that I didn't like about it is it immediately puts you into this scenario where you're on the canoe and you're going from island to island and there's these little things that pop up, these little missions and little puzzles. And I fucking hated that. I hated the idea of like this weird little mini overworld that you have to go to. It really reminded me of God of War 2018, but there hasn't really been much of that since. The dungeon structure in this game is so good. There's always a beaten path to run off onto, but you always know how to get there. And they even do some things where like when you're running around with Tyr, the Norse god of war, he'll say things like, oh no, that's not the way to go. Yeah. So you know you're going off to do the other thing first, which I always want to do before continuing down the main path. That element of game design is brilliant. I love that. So I've really been enjoying a lot of the concessions that they've made there. I'm liking God of War Ragnarok a lot more than I like 2018, which I think is the same sentiment that you've echoed.
Tyr is such a large wet blanket.
He's such a
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what is going to end up happening with his character, but he's basically a broken god of war. And he's like Zenyatta from Overwatch, like he's all peace and shit.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel comfortable in this battle.
Killing elves.
Yeah, and he just like cowers in the corner. You're like, great, awesome, cool. Now I got to worry about you too. Fucking large oaf.
His character design is great though. How he's so much bigger than Kratos and everyone else on screen.
Which is saying something.
Yes.
All the Norse gods kind of are though, which is great. When you see Thor, he's
Thor is a lot bigger. Odin isn't, which is a great character choice. Great character choice. The thing I wanted to say though is, you know, I've heard a few people talking about how the combat in God of War is great, which I completely agree with. Yeah. I did not like it at first. I love it now. I think I'm really good at this game. I just don't ever die in it. And I don't know when you were playing, or maybe that's just the structure of it. Maybe that's everyone playing it. But I thought I heard a lot of people saying it was very difficult. Was it for you? Did you find yourself dying a lot, or was it more like Spider-Man, where you go through, you can basically not die in the whole game? Not that I've never died, but I find that I'm surviving way more often than I would have expected.
I think that's a little bit by choice. Yeah, there's a certain skill element to it for sure too. But like, I think it's a little bit by choice. You can move your way through the game, and then eventually the game will be too advanced for your character. And then you're like, oh, right, I got to figure out some armor, or like, spend some time doing XP or something.
That's the thing. I've never had to do that. Yeah. Not even close. Yeah. And I think the major concession is the parry mechanic in the game is very forgiving. Whereas in Elden Ring, it is very unforgiving, and I parry in Elden Ring. So in this, I'm just like rocking parries, right? All the rocking parries, Luke. But I'm finding it so satisfying.
Mason,
Perry Mason, yeah, season 2 coming to HBO Max soon.
Yeah, I can't believe they made a season 2 of that.
Same, yeah.
I actually didn't mind season 1, but
I thought you really liked season 1.
I liked it.
You talked about loving it last time we talked.
I don't think that's true.
No, it's 100% true.
No.
You're like, this is like one of the best shows on TV.
Oh, that might have been true at the time, though. Oh. Because also, there's not a lot of good stuff on TV.
Oh, you're talking actively there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the last 10 years or something like that. It's no Lost.
No. Why have you never asked me to watch Lost with you? We've been partners for a long time.
Yeah, no, we have. Yeah, 100%.
I swallowed your cum.
What?
I swallowed your cum.
And yet you've never situation do you think that happened?
When we were watching Vanilla Sky.
Good movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah. And that's the only reason I even said that in the first place is there's a line where Cameron Diaz
does
says, I swallowed your cum. Does that mean nothing to you?
Yeah, as a 12-year-old watching that, I was
with my parents. I watched.
I'm sorry, what?
I couldn't even come at that point.
Wait a second. I must have been younger than that. But nonetheless, because 12, I probably would have been aware of that. Pornography was You know what the problem with the internet? We came up in the rise of the internet, and pornography was not accessible, like tremendously accessible, like it is now.
It was, and it wasn't. It was a while before you realized. It's like, okay, this is getting so vulgar, but it's like when you realize,
just said I swallowed your cum to me.
No, I know it's turning into that. It's like when you realize as a kid that when you're masturbating, you can do more than just use like your finger and thumb. You can use your whole hand. Yeah, it's like a coming of age. Pun intended. It's like you're on the internet, and then you realize that you can use the internet for this purpose. It wasn't inherent. You didn't just immediately log on and think I had access to this.
Well, and like search engines weren't the way they are now. Like with Google just being a very dominant, whatever, or Bing. Sorry. But you go to Dogpile or something like that, and you're like big boobs, and then every place was like credit card please, and you're like, what?
Yes.
Like, or you get like 2 seconds or like a
virus. By the way, what happened to pop-ups?
Yeah, don't exist anymore.
They're not anywhere.
I know.
Bring them back.
I want to click on something and then 30 things are and I'm like, fuck.
What a way to immediately tell you fucked up big time.
Yeah. I got to explain to my parents at the family computer.
Yes.
That's always in the kitchen for some reason.
Yes.
That I was trying to find pornography and I fucked this $10,000 machine because computers were so much more expensive back then.
I always just said that I was looking for video game cheats. That was it.
Nice.
And then
you must have accidentally clicked a banner.
Accidentally clicked. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I don't know. They had no idea.
Oh, they had no idea. I'm sure they had a complete idea what was going on.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. They're just like, it's best we don't talk to them about this.
Let's not open this can of worms. Speaking of families, which we should do, unless you have anything else to talk about in your gaming life.
No, the only thing I want to do. So I gotta get it. I gotta get next console. I gotta get next gen console.
Yeah.
Except I've done zero effort into trying to find one. Which
Sony released a public statement saying the console shortage is over.
Oh, is it? So I can just walk into a store and buy one?
No, but they said that it's over.
Oh, as long as they said this is like George Bush on the aircraft carrier. Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
10 more years of war.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, where do they stand? I got to get next one because I heard this Marvel game is good and I kind of want to play it.
Midnight Suns?
Yeah, Midnight Suns.
I feel like you would love Midnight Suns. Have you ever played a strategy game before? Like I know you
Every
played
game's a strategy game.
Depending on how much effort you put into it. No, what was Civ. You got into the civilization games.
That game ruined me. Yeah,
that's more of a simulation game, but like a strategy game, like a turn-based kind of team-oriented tactical strategy game. Have you ever played one of those, like an XCOM or
No.
I feel like you would be really good at them, and I feel like you would really enjoy them, especially with the on-screen display of something like Midnight Suns. I keep, when it first came out, it was getting like, 83% average on Metacritic or something like that, and I keep hearing from people who stuck with it and say it just keeps getting better and better and better. Yeah. And it's a game that I feel like I'd love to try. I feel like it's a good Steam Deck game. But is it only next gen?
No, so it was supposedly it was on PS4 as well, which is what I have. And I tried looking for it, can't find it.
Really?
Yeah, but then I go to the PlayStation Store online, only PS5. I don't know, but they said, what are they lying to me? What are they hiding?
What are they hiding? Why?
Cowards.
You can get it on PS4, but you gotta get a vaccine with it.
No, not my body. My body, my choice. Except for abortion. Where do they stand? Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's a real hole.
I don't know. Coming from two guys who have been vaccinated 3 times. 6 vaccinations between the two of us.
There's got to be some kind of record, right?
It's got to be.
I'm collecting them.
I'm hoarding them. I do the thing where
Not it's for your children, it's more for me.
in movies and mental institutions, you have someone who they put the medication on their tongue and they pocket it or something. Yes. I go to the pharmacy, they're about to give me my vaccine. I'm like, what does that say over there? And I just like squeeze the juice into like
he's back. And then some petite pharmacist hops the counter and you're like, you're so much shorter than I thought. My mom worked at a
brothel,
but then later worked at a psychiatric care facility. Okay. And
where she slept with the patients?
No. That was a separate job.
That was the third job.
That was the war. And she described giving people medication and they tongue it, as it's called. And you have to go like, come on, let me see. Okay, good.
They tongue it like
they try and hide it. They don't want to take the medication because they believe the problem is it's like a snake needs to help them out. I'm really going to get into this, but is that like, if you are paranoid and some of your things are paranoia, you believe that the medication is probably only going to hurt you.
Right. And now you have someone who's forcing it into you.
Exactly. Yeah. Where it's actually helping you solve the paranoia, but what are you going to do? And so it's a really horrible thing. But yeah, the tonguing is like a real thing. And I was like, so as kids, I was like, Tylenol, I was like, take it. And she's like, come on, let me see. And I'm like,
wow.
And I'm like, I am 5, not like, I'm not going to overwhelm you and run out.
Andrew just arms crossed, stomping his feet. I am 5 years old.
It's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Chief has thrown a chair through the window. She's the Nurse Ratched.
Not a chair. It's a water fountain. A water fountain.
A water fountain. That's what it is. You're right. Got everything else right though.
Got everything else right. Could you ever do that thing where you could half swallow something and bring it back up?
No, actually, no. I
could. I used to.
You could do that?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
It was like a.
Did you just bring that up so you could tell people that?
Well, no, because you talked about tonguing.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah.
But like you're talking about like a key or something like that. Like you're a magician.
I never tried. It was always things that if I ended up swallowing it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Oh right.
So it would be like an Advil or something like that, or like a piece of food.
That must have been so disgusting. You're like, here's this Advil. You're like, wait for this guy. So you're like a half Advil.
Hold your hand out.
Yeah. The fuck? I don't want this.
Well, I learned all these weird little parlor tricks from a little group of people I like to call my family. And
they're all little.
They're all little. And what I'd like to do is reassess how good or bad my family has been for me, and in the process, draft a new one. Andrew,
right?
Do you want to get into this video game character draft? We got to figure out a better way to have a good family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start us off. What do you think about your family?
They're not listening. I love them. They were very good to me. Now it's time to move on. It's the next chapter of, you know what's so funny though? During the holidays, I was just talking about this unrelated to this podcast, but is that you'd have these friends that don't really have a family for one reason or another.
Sure.
Either they're distant
from them. They didn't deserve them.
Yeah. Or it's like a Bruce Wayne situation or it's, whatever. For one reason, they don't have a family.
Yeah.
And they're like,
mainly because they don't deserve them.
Sure.
They did bad things.
So who did bad things? The kid or the family?
Yeah.
The kid.
Even the kid thought about bad things, and that's why they don't have a family. They didn't deserve them. They probably didn't get Christmas gifts either.
You're telling on yourself. Did you not get Christmas gifts?
No, I got Christmas gifts all the time.
Because you're a good boy.
I have a family. I'm a good boy. These people who don't, good luck convincing me that they were good people.
Really?
If they were good, where's their family?
Thank God you're not St. Peter, eh? Does your family love you? Oh, you're coming into heaven then. Tick, tick, tick. But yeah, you have these people that like you don't have a family for one reason or another, and they're like, yeah, living abroad. I'm gonna live abroad for a month and just work and do stuff. And you're like, yeah, I don't know if I could do that because my stupid family loves me.
I love them too much.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird situation.
It is the burden of being loved.
I know, right?
It sucks.
You always want what you don't have.
I do have that though. Even like, you have the Christmas holidays and there's that, you have that fantasy of being like, what if I were alone in a dark room with a cup of bourbon? Just
a sweet mug of bourbon.
A sweet mug of bourbon. Just like no one thinking about me not thinking about anyone. Like the most peaceful, detached, you know what I mean? Completely
with you. As you're running around, spending 20 hours with family and you're like, I'm more tired somehow.
Yeah.
And you're like, that'd be great. But I think that's the fantasy. And then you do it for like 10 minutes. You're like, this sucks.
This sucks.
Yeah.
I want to share this with someone.
Don't tell people how I live. Which is
that's
Lenny.
Lenny, right, Lenny.
Yes.
So let's do this, Andrew. So the premise is going to be, we're going to draft 4 different, each of us have to draft 4 characters based on specific roles of the family, and then 2 more which are bonus characters or bonus roles within the family. The roles that we're going to be drafting for: parent, sibling, partner, child, and then you get 2 bonuses. Now a bonus could be an additional one of the others. If you want 2 siblings, you can draft another sibling. If you want another element of the family outside of the nuclear family, you can go ahead and do that.
If you have a polyamorous relationship and want 2 partners,
go for it.
That's your life. We're not.
I'm not going to judge you.
No. We're not here to judge.
I will.
You will privately.
Yeah.
Alone with a cup of bourbon in a dark room. Just with a Santa hat.
Just pining for someone to share this with.
I can imagine it's a Santa hat and just like a
dirty one. Yeah. A dirty Santa hat. Yeah.
Disgusting. Yes. So, okay. That sounds good. That makes sense to me.
What about the rule? When someone picks a character,
they're off the board.
They're off the board. So it is somewhat draft worthy.
Okay. That
just like my robe. Very drafty.
You're a robe guy, right?
I am such a robe guy.
I'm not a robe guy.
I have 2.
Why?
Because sometimes
the one's not lonely?
One is just sitting up in my closet with a cup of bourbon and a Santa hat on.
No, I can't wait to spend time with my robe family.
Sometimes I want a nice soft terry cloth and sometimes I want something big and heavy.
Oh, wow. No, I'm not a robe guy because... Okay, well, tell the listener. Do you wear anything under the robe?
No, Andrew.
No, that's the point, right?
No, Andrew.
See, but then at that point, what's the point of wearing anything?
Because it feels nice and soft against your skin, Andrew.
I just never, it's the idea to me, is it a shorty robe or is it down to your knees?
The terry cloth one is just above my knees. And it makes me feel, Andrew, so sexy. I have no other way to say it. It's barely, it barely covers me, which is weird because I think my legs are my worst quality.
Oh, okay.
But airing them out in front of my
I just think if it's so drafty on your genitals, why am I'm never going to wear a t-shirt with nothing else, right? So why am I doing this?
Well, t-shirts are cumbersome. They're just constricting. The robe is full. Like, look, you're laying on your couch. You just gotta open the legs up if you want.
That's the thing. I'm just not gonna wear anything at all at that point. Just be nude.
That's also fun.
Yeah, that is also fun.
What if you lay on your couch and it's a little bit like couch material is not the softest thing against your skin.
What if it's a leather couch? Ugh. Oh. And then you have that moment where you're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, a good family member would tell you not to sit naked on the leather couch. And maybe that'll be a quality of the people that we're going to be drafting. Andrew, do you have any thoughts as to why you're drafting this family the way that it is? Do you have like a thesis for your family or an idea, or is it just making the best family you can? And if so, what does best mean to you?
Well, it's funny. I think about it that, I'm a giver, right? I think of others and I try and make sure that they're happy where they are. And so I'm trying to pick characters in which I think they would succeed very well in the role in my family. So I'm looking at them and going like, you've been miscast. Right. You should be this. Okay. And I think you'd be great with this and this collective. I also think these people would get along really well. Okay. So it's, at the end of the day, you guys spend a lot of time with these people, right? You can't choose your family, except in this case, you can.
Very explicitly, you can. Yeah. I'm happy you have that because I have a very different thesis statement.
What are you doing?
My family is...
Who looks the best in robes? Just a robes family.
I want a hot mom, a hot dad. I want my sibling to barely be covering up their knees with their robe. I want a real heavy robe for my partner. Keep her locked down.
Yeah. Ew. Contain it.
I want my family life. I joke about it, but my family is awesome. They're super understanding. They're very easy to talk to. Whenever I'm sad, they're there to help me out. And I think they've softened me too much. I need a family that's willing to get more out of me. Yeah. I want to be more ambitious. I want God to harden my heart like I'm the Pharaoh. I want,
it's called, everyone knows that. Yeah. Wow.
I want Moses to throw a snake at me.
Yes. I want to ship my son down the river.
Ship. Hey, FedEx. I lost my tracking number for my son that I sent to the river.
Turn one of my best friends to a pillar of salt.
Yeah. Oh man, and never have to buy another thing. Imagine how valuable that pillar would be back in the day.
Yeah,
Salt
you'd be
was
sad for like
expensive.
5 seconds and then be like, whoa, look at all this salt. Holy shit, that's a lot of salt.
And you could always make the joke of like, you're showing around, this is like BC Cribs episode where you're bringing people in. You're like, this is my place. This is my pillar here. I really assaulted my friend, and everyone laughs because they don't have the internet. They don't hear jokes.
No, they don't. No.
So this
is all brand new material. Shipping new crowds in every night. Yeah, that'd be great.
So let's get it. So that's my theory. I want a family that can kind of harbor David harbor a little bit more of strength and ambition in me, and you want a family that's just going to get along, and you're going to put everyone in their roles. I love the idea of miscast characters.
Yeah.
Andrew. The
other one I was going to say is now I'm thinking it's really weird that we're drafting a partner. It's like a family. It's like also you're not part of our family. You're not the same blood. Get the hell out.
Well, but also a child. A partner and a child. So it's like your family that you grew up with, but also the future of your family. You know, I think it kind of, there's two categories here.
That's what I hope to do one day. My partner and I are going to look each other in the eye and it's like, it's time to have a kid. We're like, who would you like to draft? You could choose anybody. Who we haven't.
Connor Bedard at this point, I think.
Local jokes.
That's not local.
Oh, it's a the junior under 20 tournament. You think anybody else outside of Canada cares about that?
They should.
They don't.
Because Connor Bedard is going to take the hockey world by storm, it looks like.
Also hockey. No one cares about hockey.
So Andrew, the past couple
he's a hockey player, by the way.
He's a hockey player.
Canada's won the under 20 junior tournament, and he's incredibly good, and he'll be the number 1 draft pick in the NHL.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
you'll know his name.
And might not. You don't know who Connor McDavid is, and he's the best hockey player in the world. So
do you think they don't know who, or Sidney Crosby?
They might know Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Because of longevity.
Yeah.
But no, hockey is...
Okay, so talk to me in 15 years, and you might be like, Connor Bedard, I heard that somewhere. Where did I know that?
If he gets
that's the
Ottawa.
Podcast where the two hosts killed themselves live on air.
What was it called? The Suicide Pact?
Suicide Pact.
No, the Retrograde. That didn't make as much sense.
Okay, so Andrew, I've started off with doing the first pick in the last couple drafts. Why don't you start us off with your number 1 pick?
Okay, my number 1 pick.
So you're going to give us the character and the role.
Right. And it's not the role. I could choose any role right now. Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, so this is tough. With drafts, you got to think, okay, Mikey, which character is Mikey going to take? Which character do I protect? Do I think is the most popular? So I think one way or another, Joel from Last of Us was going to get drafted.
Well, I think I think you're right that he was probably going to be the number 1 pick no matter what, or around there.
With the rest of my picks, I'm like, yeah, he might not choose this, but he might choose Joel.
Yeah.
And here's a little caveat that I'm going to change here.
Okay.
I'm going to draft him as a parent.
Okay.
But I'm going to draft him as my step parent.
Oh, wow.
My mom and my dad are no longer together.
Oh no, what happened?
Joel's not a great husband.
Oh, wait, but he's a step parent.
Exactly.
Did he break up your parents?
Yeah, maybe he's...
What did he do to your parents? Was he sleeping with one of them?
Okay, wait. No, both of them.
You sleeping with both
separately.
Were they aware of this? Separate. Were they aware that either one of them was sleeping with Joel?
Right. Okay.
And how thin were the walls? Because I imagine he's a good lovemaker.
Shit. Okay, wait. So Joel is my father. No, he is.
Okay.
He's my father.
Okay.
But my father and my mother are no longer... He's my distant... What is it called? Like absentee
estranged.
father? Estranged.
Yeah.
He's my estranged father.
Wow.
I don't think of this as like a tight-knit thing. I think Joel's a very independent guy that's burdened by the family. Yeah. And so I think he wants to do his own thing, but he pops into my life every once in a while. That's incredibly frustrating and emotionally damaging to me. But at the same time, I go like... He's like, hey, maybe we'll next time around, we'll throw the baseball around. I'm like, Joel, that'd be great. I'd really like to do that. Then he doesn't show up for 6 more months, and I'm like, on the stoop. And my partner and child are like, he'll come back. I'm like, shut up. That's who Joel is.
So is this in this world? Yeah. Is this Joel? Has he been a part of the plague, the clickers, and all that?
No, I don't think so.
So this is just real life, pre-pandemic, pre-COVID Joel. Do you think
taking all the interesting parts away from his story?
He's just my guy.
He's just a guy. I'd like to think in case this this clicker pandemic happens one
Yes.
day, we're ready to go.
Yes.
And I hope he shows up.
You know that it's like you have a Magikarp, and you know that in the right circumstances, it's going to evolve into a Gyarados.
100%.
Yeah.
And I hope he shows up for it because that'd be great. And then he shows up and I'm like, who the hell's that? And he's like, I don't know, I found this girl. I'm like, God damn it. Okay.
Your new sister. Your
Yeah,
stepsister.
exactly.
I like that. So Joel as your real father.
As my real father.
As your real father.
Just estranged.
I like that. Do you love your parents though? Your mom? Or do you pity your mom, or did she do something to push him away?
I think I'm very close with my mother.
Okay.
So like there is a little bit of resentment. I protect her.
Will she talk to you about what happened between her and Joel?
Well, I'm gonna. If the draft goes the way I want, I'll
Okay.
explain how it goes because I might have to draft my mother as well.
Andrew wrote a whole backstory like this is fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
I
like
do
it.
have some thought about this mother, so yes.
I like that. No, that's a good way. So I have there are a couple choices that I have that could go a couple different ways. So I also have to go with an option that I think you might pick for something else. Okay. Okay. This is going to set the pace here for me because I need a family that is going to push me, like I said.
Yeah.
And this figure in the protagonist of this game's life pushed the protagonist to do something that the entire realm thought impossible.
Oh.
The mystic realm, the living realm, all of that. Hades from the video game Hades is going to be my father.
Okay.
He gives Zergius, I think, Zerg, whatever his name is, the protagonist of Hades, gives him nothing. He's very Zegras, something like that.
Who cares?
Trevor Zegras.
Trevor Zegras,
another hockey reference. I'm great at Michigan style goals.
God, stop talking about hockey.
I need someone who's going to give me the drive that I need. Someone who set me up. I know I get most of my skill from this father figure. I think that there's an interplay between Zergius and I should look that up. I'm going to call him Zerg, and Hades, where Hades kind of enjoys the challenge of keeping his child in line, and his child Zergius enjoys the challenge of trying to best his father.
Okay.
And I think one of the problems that exist in a father-child relationship is this unwritten competition that exists more between the son and the father than the father and the son.
Wow.
I like that the competition between these two is so open and there is a potential to win and get the satisfaction that you want. Zergius is trying to escape from Hades. Hades is trying to prevent Zergius from escaping Hades, which is always weird as well. Hades is the realm and the person. Oh, what are we doing here? And what is the deal with airplane food?
Choose one.
So that he's going to be my father, and he's going to drive me to reach areas of my internal being that I never thought possible.
Right. Okay. So, unsurprising, Mikey chose father replacement as his first pick. So after round one,
I'm so happy my dad doesn't listen to this podcast.
Oh, God, yeah, he'd be devastated. What is it? It's like a radio thing? Yeah, I know. It's like, you download it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so for my first round pick, I took my estranged father, Joel, from Last of Us, and you chose Hades.
I did.
From the titular game, Hades. Okay, so we still need to fill partner, child, and sibling. And
then we have 2 bonus picks, which have to go, you have to say what role they are in the family.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, so for my... Okay, this is where it gets a little tough. I'm going to draft partner.
Okay.
I'm going to draft with a partner. And so, life can be tough out there. And having a little bit of financial support goes a long way. Mm-hmm. Making sure that you don't... What are you laughing at?
No, I like... this is a good option.
Is making sure that you don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from. So
my partner is the Monopoly man.
Don't tell me
with a good time.
He's got tons of houses, got a car. His worst things in the world. He's gonna die soon.
He's gonna. Yeah, there's an even better one.
Wow,
he's got a good jail-free card. Although
one.
he's been alive for like 300 years at this point.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be one of these weird things where, he's getting his blood transfusions in Germany or something like that.
Yes, I imagine that we're gonna see a news article one day similar to hey guys, Ash just won the Pokemon tournament. We're that was a thing. We're gonna get TSN is gonna have a breaking news article. The Monopoly man has died, and we're gonna
TSN is ESPN but Canadian.
Right. A lot of good hockey highlights on it.
Honestly, if you like hockey, get to tsn.ca, cas.com for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Monopoly Man, dead. New sexy replacement installed. Have you seen the Clue rebrands?
No.
They're all the same characters, but they've all given backstories and they all been kind of like redrawn. And they're all very interesting looking, but they're all sexy.
Oh,
sexy.
fuck yeah.
Okay, so I want someone that has some financial stability. Someone's tough, a little dangerous.
Okay.
Keeps you excited, right? It's a long marriage. Next 40 years of your life. You got to stay on your toes and keep it fresh in the bedroom.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to choose Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage is going to be my partner because
wow.
he's an incredibly famous Hollywood actor.
Yes.
And when on the weekends, he's got to go fight demons in other realms and shit like that. That's great. And then when we're like 60 and like, things have cooled off in the bedroom, might sock me in the testicles a few times. And that might, like be like paddles to my chest and I'll get going a little bit.
Here's the thing. Do you worry? Because you don't know a ton about Johnny Cage. You know about his persona. Right. You know him, he's very flashy and everything.
Yeah.
Is he overcompensating for something?
Little dick?
Or just not confident in the bedroom? Confident outside.
Yeah.
But what if he wants to be dominated and you're not there for it?
But that's okay. You be you. But when we're us in our sanctuary, that's us. You know what I mean? And you can be vulnerable. You can be safe.
And your sanctuary is that bridge above a pit of spikes? That's your sanctuary with him?
Our sanctuary is the... where did Superman go?
Where did Superman go?
Yeah, he had his like home in Antarctica.
The Fortress of Solitude.
And ours would be the Fortress of Solid Dudes. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's what we would do. We
Wouldn't
would look
you
after
be intimidated dating someone who is in that good shape?
No, because I think there's yin and yang. I think if we both had 9-packs, I think it would be a little weird. That's my compensation I'm making for myself.
I feel like you would start a fire if two people had 9-packs like that.
100%. The world would implode. Yes. If like the noise before a hydrogen bomb.
The friction.
So yeah, Johnny Cage, I'm going to marry.
I like that. Johnny Cage is great. I think, you got to rein him in. You got to worry about those Hollywood actors though sometimes.
No, yeah, that's true.
Because I think Johnny Cage is also kind of a parallel for like a Tom Cruise type. And notoriously, he's been a tough person to pin down marriage-wise.
Right. That's just because I haven't got a chance yet.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you'll be the difference maker.
100%. They just haven't had a little slice of Andrew.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cut off a big slice of Andrew.
Hey.
Shove it in his mouth.
Cut off
your cum.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. My partner, Cameron Diaz. No, yeah.
Cameron Diaz?
Cameron.
I thought you said Cameron Diaz.
No, I wouldn't have made that joke. That's disgusting.
It's a good joke, though.
Please stop saying cum on this podcast.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Jesus. All right, Mikey, what are you doing round 2?
So round 2, I've got Hades as my dad. He's really going to keep me in line. But you know what I need, because I don't know if yet I am a strong enough person to carry the weight of my father's burden. I think I'm going to need someone, a partner in my life, not a romantic partner, but I'm worried now about my childhood, growing up. I'm going to need someone to share a bit of strength with, to get in a bit of trouble with, and to kind of like cause some of the trouble that, maybe I'm feeling a little bit lazy. But my brother comes and says, Mikey, it's time for us to go on a little mission. We're going to test out some of your skill. We're going to hold out 2 guns while fireballs blast over us in the middle of an alien war.
Nice.
I'm going Bill Reiser because I picture myself as the Lance Bean of the relationship.
Yeah, you really are. You give strong Lance Bean energy.
Yes. Yeah. Bill Reiser is going to be getting me off the couch. We're going to do some somersaults with 2 different guns, spread gun, homing missile gun.
Yeah. A lot of guns.
Shooting a bunch of aliens in the face.
Yeah.
And just having a great time going to the streets of New York.
Sure.
I don't know. My dad's going to be like, hey, you kids, make sure by the time the street lights are on, you better be inside. So we shoot out the street lights.
Nice.
So
Smart.
we can't even see whether they're on or not.
Stupid dad.
It's stupid dad. Stupid dad. Fun brother.
Yeah. So Bill Reiser is going to be your brother.
Bill Reiser is going to be my brother.
So you filled your sibling slot.
I did.
Which is what you and Bill might do. But yeah.
Wait, sorry, what?
Well, you just fill your sibling slot.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
In your mind?
You might just have a weird relationship with your brother. I just found that
if he's Bill Reiser.
No one's going to blame you. Not a court in land would convict you.
I'll tell you what's rising.
What's that? What? No, you said, I'll tell you what's rising. And I said, what's that?
Oh, yeah. Well, the sun on this glorious relationship
100%.
that me and my brother Bill have.
Yes, William Reiser and Michael.
Bill sitting there, oiled up, 2 guns in each hand. Me,
that'd be great. You're about
rock
to
hard.
You're about to go to an adventure, like, get that oil out. You're just topless, oiling each other up.
We can't hold the gun in our hands. It keeps slipping out.
Pull the first gun. It just slides out. Oh, shit. Bill, I think we're in trouble here.
Was that a homing missile? It's coming back. Yeah. So Bill Reiser is my sibling.
I love that. Okay, good. So I still need to fill in my child and my sibling roles.
Yes.
Okay, so sibling. No, child. I'm going child. This one was one of the first ones I thought about. I think this is a misunderstood character. I think they've been a villain.
Yes.
For a large part of their career. They've been a bully, a strongman, and then had their own games where they, were the hero. But I think they're a little misunderstood of what their purpose in life is. They're tough and they're rumble and they're ready to go. But I think
they're rumble?
Yeah, they're tough and rumble.
Is that a thing?
Do I need to repeat myself?
Well, I guess not if it's just not going to make sense.
It does make sense.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
To whom?
To me.
Okay.
And that's the only person that matters. Go talk to Bill or something. Shut up for a second. But I think this person would be a great child. And I would love to raise it right. Jesus Christ, riser it right.
You can't. I already have Bill.
I know. Sorry. Lance Bean. No, you're Lance Bean. Okay.
Yes.
No, I think Donkey Kong should be my child.
Oh, wow. And your poor wife who has to birth. Your poor wife Johnny who has to birth.
Well, stop thinking in binary terms here. We have Donkey Kong.
So you've adopted Donkey Kong as a child.
I think so.
Okay.
Well, it's also a monkey, but
you just ripped him away from the wild. Interesting that you just take him
Jane
away.
Goodall Adoption Services.
Yes. Yeah. Diddy Kong's out there without a...
See, okay, I'm glad you brought up Diddy Kong because that was the tough decision.
Yes.
Do you take the monkey that's already the child, with the little backwards hat and stuff like that? No, scrawny, weak, don't like it. Donkey Kong, tough, rumble, ready to go.
Rumble Johnson.
Right. I just think it would be so much fun to roughhouse with your kid, teach him a few things if it's Donkey Kong.
That's true.
I could take it on his first kart driving lessons.
Oh.
Just remember all these great moments of being a father. Being fathers.
So thankfully you've got Johnny Cage and all the money to buy all the bananas that you need because otherwise
100%.
I don't know how you're going to keep Donkey Kong strong.
And he's, you know what? He has his family too. And we're going to tell him very early on, you're adopted. We love you. We're trying to give you all the love in the world, but if you need to go visit Cranky Kong, that's okay too. And Cranky can come over for family holidays.
That's nice of you. So you're going to open up your world too. And you can visit it gives you a good excuse to go visit the jungle.
Yeah. Whatever that one with the plane is.
Right. You can ride a swordfish if you want.
100%.
And I think the biggest benefit of having a child, because when your child gets sick, what's one of the biggest issues?
Blood type.
Well, not that sick. Not that sick. But
does my organs match theirs for donation purposes?
Well, no. So now you don't even have to give up a kidney if you need. That's
just
great.
Kill Cranky.
Just go kill Cranky.
Yes.
No, when your kid gets sick.
Oh, that's serious.
It's great.
Oh God, that's grim. Don't do that.
When your kid gets sick.
Yeah. When?
And because they will. I'll make sure of it. Our families are competing, by the way.
You really make it seem like that. You're always like, I make a big, you're like, let me tell you why I don't like that. Like, oh, okay. It's my family, but that's fine.
Yeah, I don't like your family.
Yeah.
Except your dad, who loves me.
Yeah, right. We've established that.
When your kid gets sick and they have to take medicine, they always hate the taste of the medicine.
Except
but banana penicillin, Donkey Kong will eat that shit up.
Oh my God. Banana penicillin?
Yeah, or that's what that banana drink is penicillin.
Is it penicillin?
Yeah, it's like an antibiotic. Yeah.
Penicillin feels like a serious drug to me though, but yeah. Unless he's allergic to penicillin, that would be a hilarious irony.
That would suck so.
Yeah, so he's like, but it's bananas. I'm like, I know. I know.
On its deathbed, it was bananas, father.
It's tough, Don. I'm sorry, baby. Yes.
So you're going to need some protection because King K. Rool will come after you, I think, at some points.
Right.
Are you prepared for that?
Well, yeah. Johnny Cage does the splits,
That's
kicks
true.
him right in the nuts.
Doesn't have balls to punch, though.
He doesn't?
I don't think so. He's a lizard.
Do lizards not have testicles?
No, I grew up with an iguana.
Right.
As my father.
Story just keeps getting deeper and deeper. I don't know. No one likes to get punched.
No, you know what? That's a great point, Andrew.
No one likes to get punched.
That's true.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about lizards
anatomy,
biology. To really have a solid counter argument. Would you love poking holes at this?
Well, you're gonna have to poke a hole in King K. Rool to find out where its nuts are because they're not on the outside.
Johnny, work on it.
Scorpion, come over here. Let me borrow that blade. Okay, so that's great. I'm going to go though. So you have Donkey Kong as your child.
As my child.
I will match you in kind by picking my child. Now, why do I want to foster a family life which challenges me because I want to be a stronger person. But then that means that I'm going to need to be a strong personality for my child because I want to be the family member that understands what it's like to be in a household that's too rough and give just the right amount of toughness to this character. And I think in this character's life, there's been a lot of aggression, a lot of anger. They've been forced to raise children as well, and I don't know if they're doing a great job at it. They're doing their best, but not their greatest job. And I think that's probably because the childhood of this character wasn't great. And I would like to rewrite history by having Kratos as my child, a little baby Kratos. I want to show Kratos. I won't even call him boy. I'm going to call him Kratos.
Father.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna show him what it's like to just play catch. I want to take him fishing. Yeah. I want to instill in him a peace that I don't think he has in his life, especially after murdering his family and having their ashes spread across his body for the rest of eternity.
For sure. You got to take him to his first threesome.
Yes.
You know, like all the things your father does.
All the things that your father does.
A true father.
A true father. Would that be weird? What if I dropped him off there and I didn't watch?
Just gave him a couple $100.
Yeah, I'm like, have fun, boy.
This one's on dad.
You know what I'd say? I'd say, have fun, boy. And then as he came out, I'd say, how was it, man?
Oh my God. And he would just solemnly stick out his hand for a handshake. That was the greatest day of my life. Cute little Kratos.
I got to rewrite his history because I feel like he's had a tough go of things a little bit.
Do you think he had a full head of hair at one point or was he always bald?
That's a good question. Straight from, you know what? It would be great if there were a flashback and he had like a disco stew afro.
Yeah. He had different hairstyles like every kid did, just working their way out of their personality.
Yeah, exactly. The weirdest, speaking of hair in Kratos, is he's got the big beard in the God of War remaster, the remakes of 2018 and Ragnarok. But in the original series, he has like a Bobby Bottle Service style goatee on him.
It's terrible.
It's awful. It's awful. And I have to imagine he's sitting there in the mirror shaving with the blades of chaos.
Yes, yeah.
Little bit more. Okay. It's not quite as defined.
Kratos, we got to go fight. Just a second. And then like, fresh cut there, buddy. And you're like, yeah, nice.
Thanks.
So that's your kid, Kratos.
That is my kid, Kratos.
Oh,
Kid
wow,
Kratos.
That's great. Kid Kratos. Okay, so I have a sibling left and 2 bonuses.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to finish off my nuclear family here.
Okay.
And then I will add to some bonus rolls. So for my sibling, I gave long and hard about this. And, I thought growing up, I never had a brother.
Okay.
Right? Not that I really wanted
one.
one.
You didn't deserve one, though.
Yeah, exactly it.
Yeah.
God decided the gender of the last child. Yes. There's one girl and one boy in the family. Like, the girl's been better. So sister it is. Damn it. I never had a brother. And I didn't really care for one either. But nonetheless, I think I'd be interested to find that experience out.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, like, who would I like to hang out with? Who would I like to vibe with? Who am I?
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, no, I see where you're going with this. Oh man, this is so cool.
Go. No, it's not you.
I know you don't want to ruin the
surprise.
Video games. I know you don't want to. I love video games.
No, video games.
Yeah, no. I've played Tony Hawk's Underground. I put myself in the game, and I understand that's the loophole that you're going to want to get. I don't want to ruin your pick. I don't want to ruin your pick. I'm honestly just excited to be here.
Should have chose Tony Hawk or like Bucky Lassick. My brother, Bucky Lassick.
My brother, who art in heaven, Bucky Lassick. He's alive, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
My brother is going to be Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, you had me at Michael. I really thought you said Mike, and I was like, he's doing it. And then you said Elangelo. I was like, my last name is not Elangelo.
There's copious amounts of pizza around.
Uh-huh.
He's always down for a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. He's goofy, so you're kind of like, hey, fuck off for a bit. I'm done with your tomfoolery.
Yes.
Go hang out with my Tough and Rumble child.
Tough and Rumble again. So he would be the uncle of Donkey Kong.
He would.
So you've got a turtle and a ape of some sort, a monkey, gorilla.
I think it's a gorilla.
Yeah. You've got a turtle and a gorilla, a large turtle,
very large turtle.
So what if your brother is still harboring some secrets of the ooze? What if he gives ooze to Donkey Kong? What happens there?
I think he becomes either Rocksteady or Bebop. No, what was the wolf? Yeah, but I don't know, and I hope he doesn't. I don't know why in the world that you've now created this idea that Michelangelo is a mischievous and evil
Well,
plotting.
no, I'm not saying he's going to poison your son.
No.
I mean, that's what uncles do in literature. I'm thinking Scar. I'm thinking,
true.
yeah. But I just think it's like, uncles always want to be the one who are like, what's your dad say you can't do? Come on with me. I'll give you a little bit of
Yeah,
that.
that's why I'm afraid of Joel too, by the way.
Yeah,
you want to hop on the motorcycle? You're like,
uh-oh.
Joel, like, Dad, we just said, I talked about this.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's like, hey, are you going to call your kid Donkey? What are you going to call him?
Don.
Don. Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Hey, Don. Your dad said you can't have some of this ooze? Just a sip can't hurt anyone.
This is Donald Kong Bascom.
Donald Kong.
When he goes to, I sign him up for university, gets his first job. I'm like, shake the man's hand. Thank you very much. Good job, Donald.
He goes to a job interview. They're like, well, I'm happy you wore a tie because you dressed for the job you want.
Trust the job you want.
Welcome to the Dole Factory.
Oh, no. No. I'm holding him back.
I like it. So are you going to go on some missions with your brother?
Yeah, I think so. But like at the same time, that's his life. He's his own person, right? He's allowed to do that kind of stuff. When he's home, he's Mikey. And you know what I mean? He's Michelangelo in the world. He's Mikey at home. He loves to eat pizza, hang out, skateboard. Just a cool guy.
When you go out with him, because
we do. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have that kind of relationship.
No,
I don't know.
If you were,
yeah,
because I think he wants you to.
Okay,
I think he thrives on the brother-brother relationship.
Yeah.
What weapon are you bringing with you?
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because obviously,
or are you just borrowing a pair of his nunchucks?
No, that's his thing.
That's his.
We have to have two separate personalities.
What if you show up and you're just like, oh, you're patting your shit, Mikey? Right. I forgot a weapon. Can I borrow half of your nunchucks?
No, because that's just a little stick at that point.
Yeah,
that's just a little stick with half a chain attached to it. Yeah, that's no good.
But with the two of you, what if one of you with your left hand hangs on to the little chain with the stick at the end of it?
It's like Pacific Rim.
You hold Michelangelo's hand with your right hand. With his right hand, he holds the other side, and you're a human nunchuck.
Just nunchucking together. A very long nunchuck.
A better nunchuck.
I guess so.
A nunchuck with human sentience.
Or is it two humans holding hands with little sticks on the other? I don't know.
Perspective, Andrew.
It's perspective. It'd be so great that if he had that and I had like a folding chair or something like that. Yeah, like what the hell is that? You're like half a pool cue. Like, it's a knife, like, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be his life of fighting crime and doing things. I don't ask him what he does, right? It's also one of those brothers that, I guess uncles for Don is like, they show up and you're like, what does he do? And you're like, yeah, don't ask.
Yeah, like he hangs out with rats in a sewer. It's a whole thing. He's dating a human woman. It's
a living.
It's a living.
So, you have one more, right?
I do. I do have another one. My next pick is going to be, I'm going to pick my partner now. And my partner is going to be a partner that I had in video games, dating back, almost 5, maybe close to 10 years at this point. But it was a relationship that lasted for quite a while across several games. A partnership that I felt deeply towards. It's Miranda from Mass Effect.
Oh,
the Mass Effect series, starting from Mass Effect 2, where our relationship blossomed into what it would eventually become in Mass Effect 3, a distant relationship.
Oh.
She just didn't really show up much in Mass Effect 3, although I heard that for some people, there were ways to get her in the game much more frequently, and she just kind of showed up to say hi a couple times, and I'm like, maybe I did something wrong to deserve this. But in this ideal video game world, Miranda.
What qualities of Miranda do you think would make a good partner?
Nice ass, quality ass. I think probably her ass in those pants would be what I'm looking at. Yeah, all the time. Just the leather outfit.
Leather outfit. She wears a leather outfit.
She has hair.
She has hair. Great. She doesn't have alopecia.
She can speak, but that she also has the ass in those tights.
Can I ask? Is she a human woman?
Yes, she is.
Okay, I just Mass Effect. I don't know. Sometimes they're aliens. Sometimes.
Did you expect me to say no, knowing me?
Honestly, I expect you to go like, she's purple. She's human, but she's purple. You're like, oh, okay, that's fine.
She is. Yeah. So Miranda as my partner in this. Yes.
Not crazy about that name.
Yeah, it's not a great name.
Not a great name.
Yeah.
Didn't like it in Sex and the City. Didn't like it now.
Maybe we'll get divorced over it 10 years from now.
Yeah, change your name.
She's like, I did. It's Aaronworth. I said, your first name. Change it to Mikey. I want you to take my first name.
I'm Carl Aaronworth. You go, God damn, God. I feel like I'm losing my mind. All right, so we're into the bonus spots now.
Yes. We have two
You know
more
what?
picks left.
I'm going to let you go next because I want to draft mine together.
What do you mean?
I want to draft 2 in a row.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give up my spot so I can snake this one.
Interesting.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's funny,
speaking
they don't
of
know
snake,
each
you are
other.
being very snaky.
They don't know each other, so I don't know why in the world they have to go together, but in my mind they do.
Okay. I'm going to go with another child, actually.
You're going to have 2 children.
Too many.
In this economy.
Wow. Because I need to care. I need to take everything I've learned from this new harsh family
You and Miranda.
protect them. Yeah, me and Miranda, from the ill will of my father and the mischievous nature of Bill Reiser, my brother.
Your kids know walk in the park either.
I mean, well, I think I can get to him before he becomes a problem child.
Right.
And I am picturing him like the problem child in the movies.
Making everyone vomit on the roller coasters. Harassing Gilbert Gottfried.
I think that this
Rest in power.
I think this character deserves a break, Andrew. This character is one which has only ever cared for others, has put themselves out there.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Sorry,
I think they were born into this but didn't choose it.
Okay.
Life of subterfuge, which is a word that came to my head and I'm not sure if it applies right now.
See, I'm not in the business of criticizing you, so keep going. I love it. I'm supporting
Well,
it.
there's nothing to criticize.
Right. You just said you didn't understand if you use that word
Yeah, that's
correctly.
being humble, Andrew. Why would you criticize someone who's being humble? I'm going to say, I don't know that word. You're going to say, yeah, you fucking idiot. That's on you. That's you being a bad boy.
Right.
I'll spank you right now.
Oh, no.
Me and Bill. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I need to give this person, this character, a new lease on life.
Okay.
I need them to take off the burden of caretaker and be taken care of.
Oh, I like that.
I know that this person should have been drafted as a father based on their name, but come here, my son, my big daddy.
That's a great choice for a child. A little big daddy?
A little big daddy. But I like the idea that
Little Big Mac.
The armor does not change.
No,
It's just a little toddler.
just like a little drill, walking around. You almost have to draft another child, but yeah, okay. Wow, that's a great pick. All right, so for my next 2 picks that I'm going to do together, even though they don't know each other, and I'm kind of starting to doubt why I had to do this together. Thank you for being understanding. I have 2 uncles.
Okay.
They're married.
Okay.
So one is by blood.
Okay.
You decide which one.
So Andrew, you don't like women in your family.
I didn't say I didn't like women.
Well, you don't have a single one.
Does anyone know the gender of Donkey Kong?
Yes, man.
The male gorilla is a man now. Okay, well,
I don't know what he identifies as.
that's the thing. Me neither. And I'm going to let him make that decision.
That's a great fatherly choice.
Same as Michelangelo. Are we sure that's a male? All right, my 2 gay uncles. I'm going to be choosing Professor Oak
Okay.
and Winston from Overwatch. I don't know why. The second I wrote it down, I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh my God, that is unreal. They are. I could not imagine a better pair of uncles.
Thank you.
Than those 2. They would just have. I would love to go over and visit their place. I feel like they would live in a fantastic place with a bunch of little Pokemon running around. Hammond, would they classify Hammond as a Pokemon maybe?
I thought about that as well. I actually had Hammond written down somewhere. It's like, is Hammond a child? I don't know. I think the only awkward part is Professor Oak. He's getting a little bit older, and he's over for dinner, and he's looking at young Donald, and he's like, "What's your gender?" And you're like, "God damn it, not now, Professor." Fucking hell.
Is it male or female? It's like, well, actually, there are only 2 options.
What's your name? I'm like, oh my God, we've known each other for 30 years.
Do you want a wild animal? No. Did you bring that to dinner?
Winston's like, I'm so sorry. I'll talk to him. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, it's okay, Winnie.
You serve some tartar. He's like, Charmander, fire. You're like, you're not supposed to flame the tartar.
Stop bringing them with you. God damn it. So yeah, those are my 2 gay uncles.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's great.
I think they're great.
Winston and Professor Oak, their relationship just seems so genuine.
See, that's the
Like
thing.
it really fits well together.
I was saying, like, I have to get them together, even though they're unaware of each other's presence at this moment.
You're just going to play matchmaker.
I really am.
I like it.
Yeah.
Which one is your relative?
Winston.
Winston is? Yeah. Because of Donkey Kong?
Not because of Donkey Kong, but I think that makes that relationship a little bit easier.
What do you say to the people who say that you are almost racist in the fact that you only want to adopt gorillas and that you're being a bit...
Well, I don't only want to adopt gorillas.
But that you only have, though.
No, Winston's my Joel's... Winston is Joel's... No, my mother's brother.
But you haven't said who your mother was or what happened with
I'll kind of
Joel.
get to that.
Okay.
I've already taken my picks.
Oh,
so this
right.
will have to be afterwards.
Okay.
I would tell you what my plan was.
Okay. So I will go with my last pick. Okay. My last pick is going to be a distant cousin.
Distant cousin.
Pops into my life from time to time for a fucking trip. I forgot this person even existed, but they're flying into town for the weekend and we're going to have a fucking blast. It's Blinks the cat.
He's come up so much recently.
He's got a vacuum cleaner that somehow bends space and time.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Garfield, but a way more ambitious, and I need that ambition in my life.
Right, yeah.
I need the wild card in my family, and that's Blinks the cat.
Oh, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Plus, I make a mistake in my life. Hey, Blinks, let me borrow your vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Also, like we were talking about earlier with uncles, like they're the ones that are like, hey, you want to see a nudie magazine? You're like, Blinks.
Blinks.
Jesus,
come
my
on.
God.
What are you doing, Blinks?
Weirdo.
Freaking nerd. No, he's not a nerd. He's actually really cool.
Oh, he's very cool.
He's the cool distant cousin.
He's incredibly cool.
He's incredibly cool.
Can I tell you some people I had as honorable mentions?
Let's go over some honorable mentions.
For an uncle, I was thinking Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh my God.
Because he's such a piece of shit.
Yes.
And he like shows up to holidays and you're like, oh,
not
God.
the uncle you want, but the uncle that you're burdened with.
Yeah, like you're going to your mom, like, please don't put me next to Larry. Please don't put me next to
Yeah.
But you can talk to him. Like,
He
no,
never
I don't want
washes
to.
that suit. It stinks like shit.
He's gonna smoke at the table.
It stinks like pussy.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, what do I smell like? You're like, I don't want to talk to you, Larry.
Larry,
please.
Larry, not in front of the children.
Jesus.
Not in front of Dawn.
Dawn is so impressionable right now. He's like, Dawn,
Dawn
God
just
damn it.
sitting at the table.
Just watching Twitch Tool.
Everyone's got their pile of like Thanksgiving turkey, pile of bananas on his plate.
Yeah, pile of bananas.
In his Sunday best, he's got his tie on.
He's got a tie.
Just sitting there like, what is fingering? I like Leisure Suit Larry. I had a tough deciding between partners because I think Miranda was like I talk about in Mass Effect. Every relationship in that game felt real,
and that meant a lot to you, that game.
and it meant a lot to me in that game. But another relationship, which was not really a relationship in a game. But it was one that you wanted kind of unrequited, was Delilah from Firewatch.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about that, but the fact that she fucks you over big time in the end.
It's very selfish.
Yeah, it's very selfish of her and very cowardly. Honestly, very cowardly what she does.
But is she looking after her own survival?
What, to escape the forest fire?
Yeah.
No. Because if that's the case, then she literally left you to die.
Yeah, that's also true.
It's more just that she was afraid of meeting the voice or the person behind the voice.
They
I
wouldn't
think,
match,
and I think this is typical of a lot of long distance relationships and will they, won't they kind of scenarios. Is you get to picture whatever you want in this partner, this potential partner, and I think that's why you fall in love with Delilah as the player. And I think that's why Delilah falls in love with the character in the game and why the characters kind of fall for each other. But the fear of what you're actually going to be face to face with is too much. And ultimately she leaves. I fucking loved Firewatch, man.
No,
What a great
such
game.
a good one.
Yeah.
The other one is for my mother. I had always envisioned the mother from Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Just very sweet.
Just lets you do whatever the fuck you want.
I love you. See you later.
You pop into her house once every, I have to imagine, couple months.
Yeah.
Just
and you're like, and she's always like, oh, hey. All right, bye-bye.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, like no food, nothing.
Nothing.
Don't stay over.
You're on your own. You're on your own.
I kind of love that.
For mother, I had Cortana from Halo.
Oh yeah.
Just no more love. Do not baby me. I cannot handle it. Just give me information.
Yeah.
And let me go on my merry way.
Well, that makes a lot of sense based on your knife sharpens knife kind of family.
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Knife sharpens knife. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Andrew,
Okay.
what a family. Do you want to recap?
Yeah, I'm going to recap
family?
my family. I have distant father Joel from Last of Us. My brother is Michelangelo. My son is Donald Kong. My partner is Johnny Cage, and my two uncles are Winston and Professor Oak.
I like that a lot. I love the uncle choice. That's
you.
fantastic. My dad is Hades from Hades. My sibling is Bill Reiser. We're going to go fuck shit up. I also think I picked Bill Reiser because my brother and I had such a good experience playing Contra. So that brotherly relationship is just inherent in Bill Reiser. Sure. My partner is Miranda from Mass Effect. My child is Kratos. And my distant cousin is Blinks the cat.
And your other child is Big Daddy.
Is Big Daddy. Sorry, I didn't highlight that. Yes.
Big Daddy. Second Big Daddy.
What would I call Big Daddy my child? I think I just call him Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Big Daddy and Kratos.
Time for school, Big Daddy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Before we go, Andrew, I wanna read a review. We've gotten, and thanks, we put out the call to action for some iTunes reviews. There were a lot of people who replied in kind and very kindly so. And I wanted to read one that we got here. Legacy 83. I think this is from Oleg, who reached out to us as a new patron as well.
Okay, great.
Left us a 5-star review. I listen to a lot of podcasts during work, mainly retro video game podcasts, and this one has become my go-to. I've been binging it like it was my favorite show because that's basically what it's become. Mikey and Andrew are absolutely hilarious and their jokes always land. Wow. Don't know about that, but thank you very much. Maybe for one of us. They give a lot of insight and background of the games they play, including its history and their experience with it. This is a solid recommend, and everyone who likes humor and old video games should definitely check it out. Wow. Fantastic. Love it.
Well, thank you so much, Oleg. That's very nice of you.
That was very nice.
And once again, as always, anytime that we come up with something, we want to hear yours. What is your ideal video game family and why? Give us a little one at Retrograde Mikey, at Retrograde Andy, at Retrograde Bye. But until then,
or email them to the retrogradepodcast@gmail.com.
Actually, that's probably the best.
Yeah, that's probably the best. You can add descriptions. We'll read some of that, some of your descriptions there. And as we said previously, as we start to get some of these ideas for some more specific kind of fun episodes that we're going to be doing a little bit more often, give us your ideas for episodes, drafts, lists, debates, that sort of thing, and give us your opinion on it. And we'll color our conversations based on your lists when we read them on the episode.
Can't wait for that. But until then, we love every single one of you, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. My name's Andrew Bascomon. With me, as always, is Mr. Tough and Rumble himself,
Mikey Aaronworth.
This is the Retrograde Podcast.
Game over. Do you think Don can come over for a play date with Big Daddy later today?
Yeah, I was actually thinking the whole time how Kratos and Don would get along.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Okay, wait. So Joel is my father.